Perfect. Perfect.
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you to everybody who's joining our show late night after night one of WrestleMania 40. I think the only word I have for right now is wow, what an ending that was. What an ending that was. And we are going to recap night one with me, and y'all know him as, for all the Saints fans out there, the Taysom Hill of the Jono Barnes show. But since this is a wrestling show tonight, I guess we can call him the Sami Zayn of the Jono Barnes show, because he is the heart and soul of this brand and of this podcast show. Ladies and gentlemen, doing a special collaboration on his channel as well tonight, y'all favorite Ziggy the Bee. Ziggy, how you doing, man?
What's good, bro? Am I coming through?
You're coming in through clear. And let me tell you something. You know it was a great night. You know it was a great night of sports entertainment when we got already people in the chat, over 30 people. And we got, of course, Sean. You know, Sean always on YouTube and Twitter like talking about it. So for him to get on already talking about some, acknowledge our tribal chief. I don't know if y'all know my cousin Sean is the biggest Roman Reigns fan you could probably think of. So I have a deal with him that if Roman Reigns wins tomorrow, not tonight, Ziggy, I say he has to win tomorrow, I will acknowledge Roman Reigns, not only face-to-face with my cousin Sean, but also live on this show tomorrow night when we go live after WrestleMania post-show night 2. And Ziggy, we actually have a lot to talk about tomorrow because I'm already excited, bro. I'm already excited. But before we get into what's going to happen probably tomorrow, let's talk about what happened tonight. And I think we got to start with the ending, right? We got to start with the ending because I think that was what sports entertainment and wrestling is all about, and that's the spectacle. From the entrances, like made each 4 of those guys look like goddamn superheroes, to the match itself. It was great storytelling, it was great action, it was great moments. I loved every single moment of it. It made me, hopefully it made the fans, you know, these new school fans who was throwing dirt on the Rock name when he came back in January to tease the Roman Reigns match, put some respect on that man's name, because I always say it's levels, Ziggy, it's levels. And my wife, who wants nothing to do with wrestling, has no interest at all, came on the couch to watch that match because The Rock, and this is why WWE always is going to answer when The Rock calls. He draws the casual fans, not just fans like me and you who are going to watch no matter what, but he draws the casual fans entrance, and it was absolutely a spectacle. She enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. How do you enjoy it, Ziggy?
I enjoyed it. And shout out to Zerk, who's also a big wrestling fan over there on Twitch. I see you, big dog.
What up, Zerk?
He does a lot of wrestling content people, man, from
Twitter and YouTube. So we thank you guys for joining us late at night. This is something that we don't usually do. We don't usually do wrestling post-game shows. It's usually NFL or NBA. So we appreciate everybody rocking with us the long way tonight. But go ahead, Ziggy.
Exactly. And one thing that I liked about it, and everyone always talk about the Attitude Era, and this is what the Attitude Era was. It wasn't about pro wrestling. It was about is what me and John always say in our wrestling group chat. It's the shenanigans.
Yes.
It's Rock was throwing his weight around, his final boss power and different things like that.
A few F-bombs.
You know, legit telling the ref like, hey, if you do the 10 count, just might as well just go ahead and just go ahead and log out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect to be able to punch that clock if you're gonna go ahead and do the 10 count.
And that's beautiful storytelling, all right? Like we all know he is the boss. Like the final boss is like his moniker for character, but he is literally the boss of these guys. He is the boss, main guy on the TKO board for WWE. So just beautiful storytelling of blending that line of reality and kayfabe. Kayfabe for all the non-wrestling fans is the universe inside the wrestling world. Like, as if you are a Marvel fan and you're arguing about
like
Iron
canon.
Man. Yeah, canon. All right, go ahead, Ziggy.
Yeah, so and that's the whole thing with The Rock is like y'all wanted this. I was the people's champ. I was coming in, showing y'all the goosebumps and happy to be here, but y'all made me the final boss. Y'all wanted this. Now I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna be cursing up a storm. I'm dropping F-bombs. He's whipping people. This isn't a regular belt. This is a weight belt that he's whipping
No,
people with.
when people say wrestling is fake, play that sound effect when The Rock whip Cody Rhodes with that belt. Like, you can't fake that, brother. You cannot fake
This is
that.
a weight belt that he's whipping these guys with. Bare, like they had the shirts off. This is skin to leather. And man, it's a fun time to be a wrestling fan. Like Rock has said before, wrestling is fun again. Like he said it multiple times. You can definitely tell like the aura of wrestling, and I don't know what's going on in that locker room, but you could definitely tell we're on the cusp of a new era in WWE right now, and it's
And
very good.
I'm glad you mentioned that because Michael Cole keeps, and unfortunately, I feel like because he's the voice of the WWE, it might carry some weight. Like he keeps saying we got to call it the Triple H era, and I got love and mad respect for with Triple H as a wrestler and as a head booker, but I just think you can't call it the Triple H era because he's not wrestling. Like they'll be like saying you got to call it the Vince McMahon era. Like no. I feel like Cody Rhodes, and he even trademarks the Renaissance era. I like that because this feels like it's a renaissance right now. You're getting casual wrestling fans. You got a little bit of the old school. You got The Rock. Maybe we get some other, favorites from the past tomorrow night. We ain't gonna talk about it yet, but wink, wink, you know what I'm talking about, Ziggy.
Right.
But we got this new generation as well, like doing the damn thing. The Rhea Ripley's, the Jade Cargills, the Bianca Belairs, man, the Sami Zayn still, the Gunthas. Like, like it is an exciting time to be. I haven't been this excited to be a wrestling fan since honestly maybe post Attitude Era, which was kind of when my diehardness died down a bit, and I kind of went to that. Me and you, Ziggy, we've always been fans for our whole life, but
of course,
it's just like everything in life. You have your high peaks when you're enjoying something, and your low peaks.
You kind of get out of it for a little bit.
Yeah,
then
your middle ground and whatnot.
I think what kicked it off was NXT, Black and Gold NXT.
Hey, yeah, that's when Triple H started showing. Right,
he started showing his ass, man. But it was a good show. I guess we'll go through the card and we'll give our grades throughout the card, and then we can give our final grade at the end of what you think.
Yep. And then we want you guys in the chat to and you guys already have been amazing in the chat. Like we see some of these chats right now, and I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, y'all might get Jono to do more wrestling shows, man.
Like y'all absolutely. If you are a wrestling fan and this algorithm is bringing you to the show for the first time, man, don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button. Granted, we're not a pure wrestling channel, but we do talk wrestling, and it does help to be a wrestling fan sometimes. So please hit that like and subscribe button. And we thank all of you guys for joining. I mean, I see some new names. My dude Matt Boggs, no disrespect if you've been on the show before, but I don't remember seeing you.
That's my boy. Boggs is from
shout out to him, though. But you see, that's the thing.
Shout out to Boggs.
We're connecting audiences. We're having a damn good time. This shit more than a wrestling match, right?
Yeah, Boggs, man. Shout out to Boggs, man. We've been collabing for a long time, man. He's a good dude.
I even got my dude. Yeah. He's a Bucks fan, Christopher Cole. And I even got.
Come on, man.
Come on now, but that's again,
But wrestling brings us together, though.
There we go. There we go. So first match of the night, Ziggy, was the great Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Man, that was definitely a good match to start off while the crowd was, and we'll get to the crowd in a little bit, but the crowd was red hot at this moment. Now, I will say this. I have a bad habit of kind of like comparing shows as they're going on to the past shows or whatnot. So
I got you.
Need to do a little bit better job of just enjoying the moment. So like while I'm watching this Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch match, I'm like, it's good, but it's not what Becky Lynch and what Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair did last year. However, it was a good match.
It was a good match.
I believe it was a shoot when the announcers were saying that Becky Lynch was actually sick with strep throat, wrestling in 40-degree weather, and had a high fever. So for her to put on a match like that with those conditions, props to her, man. These women are doing the damn thing. Greatest women's wrestling generation of all time that we're being blessed to live through right now. But all together, I think the match was just good. It was one of the better matches of the night. But because I've seen like the great matches that Becky has had in the past with Bianca at WrestleMania 38 and what Rhea Ripley did with Charlotte in 39, as good as it wasn't anything that like threw me off the couch. Like, wow, this is one of the greatest matches of all time. But I did enjoy the match. What about you?
I enjoyed the match. There were some definitely some good exchanges during the match. I think one part Rhea Ripley, this is kind of a little bit towards the end. Rhea Ripley did the the riptide into the turnbuckle, and then she bounced back and then went into another. I was like, okay, that was pretty nice.
Am I? And I don't want to disrespect Bianca, but I feel like Rhea is arguably the #1 wrestler right now. Or is that disrespectful to Bianca?
I mean, she has the title, so I mean, it's not really disrespect. She has the
belt.
The
title is when the writers want to get the title. Which, don't get me wrong, Rhea deserves it, but I do think Rhea and Bianca right now are like what for the best women wrestlers.
Oh, I got you. Well, I don't know, Bianca up there with a man. For Bianca to be paired with Jade, who's fairly new to wrestling in general, and that trust that the company is putting in her to be in that kind of position, it takes somebody to be able to do that too.
Right.
You know, and to be honest, I don't know if y'all seen some of the stuff about Bianca, but she didn't grow up a wrestling fan. She didn't. So these ladies are picking up on this stuff very quickly. You know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out. We'll get back to Bianca in a little bit, but in regards to Becky Lynch, what do you think Becky Lynch goes from here? Because I mean that's another thing I like about Rhea Ripley. Straight up whooped her. No cheating, no Dom. I mean, sometimes I guess she does cheat with Dominic, but she just straight up beat her.
That's a good question because I didn't even think about that. My question was, where does Rhea, like, who is next in line to challenge her? Like, she's beating two of the greats and the Horsewoman and Charlotte and Becky. So now, like, who's the next person?
I think she might have a run-in with Nia Jax again. Because Nia's nowhere to be found. So I think there's still some things for Rhea Ripley to do.
Tomorrow they set up somebody who probably wasn't even on the card this tonight or tomorrow to like face up, because where does Becky go from here? You're right.
Liv Morgan. Remember, Liv Morgan stayed
with the fans, so I can see that. I see Mr. Rambam says Alexa Bliss returns. She's been out for a while, so I can see
that's
that.
A good one.
The night after WrestleMania, the Raw, there's always a surprise return of somebody, so you never know with that. I see Trendy Light asks, are me and you? Oh, the chats are coming in high. I'm trying to keep up. Are we going on live tomorrow too? Yes, Trendy, we are going on live tomorrow. Oh, you know we're going on live because I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow later. I got. Well, if you've been watching, if you're true to the Jono Barnes channel, me and Ziggy have mentioned in the show before, but y'all know what I felt like it's going to happen tomorrow. But we'll talk about that later. That's why I was low key excited about the outcome tonight. But
shout out to Slim.
Shout out to Rhea. Shout out to Becky. Women's division is a good spot. Rhea is definitely set to be the woman for the next few years, Ziggy, and I feel like it's setting up. I saw you just put my dude Slim Salt with the Jade Cargill, who's going to be immensely popular with the fans. I think that the next actual women's main event, WrestleMania, is going to be either Rhea versus Bianca, or Bianca versus Jade, or Rhea versus, like, those three are like the big three of what the future of women's wrestling is, and will actually be so good of stories and matches that it's going to legitimately. I don't know if Jade is ready necessarily yet to main event or WrestleMania, but if she continues to improve and because of how popular she is and just the aura she has to her, hey, we got a super chat, Ziggy. I definitely see that as a.
We have us a super chat, $2 super chat from Who That for Life, Chris, Zelina, Shayna, or Mia Yim to get that singles push.
Chris, Shayna's a good name because she actually won. She did a I don't know, was it like a Bellator fight or something? Like one of those, real fights, and she actually won. So like that, WWE loves that type of shit. Like when Brock.
Oh yeah, didn't she come from UFC?
Yeah,
or if it wasn't UFC, but that
MMA, so a legit badass. I can see that absolutely. I can definitely see that. Thank you for that super chat, Chris. Any super chat y'all give, we invest right back into the show. So we thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Over 100 people right now watching the Jono Barnes show at 10:51 p.m., 11:51 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. Man, how awesome is that, huh?
It's pretty awesome, man. This is what
that's what wrestling.
This is what we're talking about when we're saying that we're building something on the Jono Barnes channel. Like, this is more than the game. It is more of the game, bro. This is, and when we say it's more of the game, it's not just football. It's not just basketball.
Yes.
This is wrestling. This is everything.
Say, consider me a Saints channel. I say, nope. This is a Jono Barnes channel. That's not to sound cocky, but that's just to say that it ain't going to always just be Saints, or Pelicans. It's going to be, what interests us and things that we feel like interest you guys, and ultimately to be as entertaining to you guys as the WWE superstars were to you guys tonight. Now,
just like in all walks of life, everybody has different interests, right?
Yeah,
So
and I see Matt says that the press conference is real good. That's why I'm impressed that we got over 100 people. Like we're battling technically WWE right
it's
now.
going
Like,
and it's going up too.
yeah, and I'm watching it from the side of my eye. I can't wait to rewatch it when
Yeah,
I
so
can
I'm
actually
looking at it too. But yeah,
you see what me and Ziggy do for you guys. We're sacrificing this press conference to entertain you guys, but I'm sure that there's some good shit saying in the press conference to lead up to tomorrow. Now, next on the card, Ziggy, we had the tag team ladder match between all 6 of these great WWE teams. And I'm very happy with this match, not only because, I mean, it's pretty hard to go wrong with a ladder match at WrestleMania, right?
before
Ladder
we,
match.
just to slightly interrupt you, what grade are we giving the first match?
Oh, the first match, I'm going to give that
A through F.
I'm going to give that match a B, a solid B.
Okay, I agree with you. I'm sorry.
A B?
Forgot
A
to
B?
grade it.
Okay. All right. Yep. Now the ladder match, Ziggy, ladder matches, especially tag team ladder matches in WrestleMania, go together like peanut butter and jelly, bro. Like, it's kind of hard to have a bad wrestling ladder match at WrestleMania. And this one did not disappoint. And it wasn't like, of course, this is why I have a bad habit of comparing it to past ladder matches at WrestleMania.
Matches, yeah.
It wasn't the greatest WrestleMania ladder match of all time. However, the outcome was exactly what I thought was going to happen and what I felt like should happen. One, you got, in my opinion, and it's not, I guess, a feather in their cap because they need more bad guy tag teams right now. But this is arguably right now the most heat-driven tag team right now in Grayson Waller and Austin Theory on SmackDown. And most importantly, R-Truth got his WrestleMania moment, which he fucking deserved. Excuse the language, but he deserved that moment. So I'm glad WWE, Triple H, whoever called, they got it right on this match. I really enjoyed that match. What about you, Ziggy?
No, I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was kind of funny. DIY came out in the DX inspired gear because R-Truth keeps calling them Shawn Michaels and Triple H. So
now I got a hot take. And I'm gonna say, I got respect for DIY. I got respect for every wrestler who goes out there and does what they do, but I just don't find DIY entertaining. They're great wrestlers. I guess they're great for how their style of wrestling is, but I just can't get into it. I can't get into their characters. I can't get into the match styles that they have to do with the spam finishes. That's one of my biggest pet peeves in wrestling, when you're kicking out a finishing move 5-6 times. It's like, come on now, like, are we going to actually still have some respect and relevance or reverence for a finishing move? So I am not the biggest fan of DIY, but I do applaud Triple H because he is trying his damnedest to get those guys over on the main crowd. I think Darrell's called DIY trash too, but I don't know.
I have a small counter to DIY. When they did try to bring him up, Vince kept being lukewarm with them and different things like that.
I always blame Vince, bro. Vince. Damn. Is Vince like the big bad whoop to y'all wrestling fans?
I'm just saying. When you call someone up, you gotta have a plan.
Not his personal life. The personal life is a whole other topic. I don't want to get in trouble.
We
got Evan in the chat too. Evan even hating in the chat. Like, come on, Evan. Dang, can you just be positive for one night? Even I'm positive tonight, Ziggy.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But
the thing is with DIY, just to kind of go back, is a lot of the fanfare that they had was built off of the work that they did in NXT, with all of the matches and all the stuff that was going on with Tommaso Ciampa turning on Johnny Gargano. It was a lot of good stuff down there in Black and Gold NXT. So a lot of that didn't translate with some of the casual audience that only watches Raw and SmackDown. They don't watch NXT. So maybe that's something that maybe a Triple H might not attribute to, that maybe not everyone watches NXT and don't know about all the history.
Like me, I know about NXT, obviously, but I don't watch NXT like you watch NXT, right? Like I watch it from the Twitter clips and I keep up with that. And when y'all talk about it in the chat, that's how I kind of stay in tune what's happening. But I don't know, like I saw that the main event between those two was in New Orleans for WrestleMania. That was WrestleMania 30, huh? Damn, them guys been wrestling for a hot minute. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. Them dudes been hating each other for a minute,
it was a
bro.
good match, but I remember being there and I'm like, okay, like after the fourth, kick out of a finish move, I'm like, this is getting a little, like, come on now, we gotta, imagine Stone Cold doing 4 stunners and somebody kicking out. It's like, okay, like at what point does this become a little redundant? Like, but I mean, that's the,
I got you.
We got another super chat, Ziggy.
Yeah, we got another super chat from Who That for Life.
Chris got that WrestleMania money tonight, huh?
He said, man, $5 super chat, by the way. He said, man, tell Evans in a word of Skip Bayless. All in my
Evan gonna say, Evan about to text us and say, I want that money. Like Evan's on in the chat.
Hey, hold on, man. Time out, dog.
No,
Vince McMahon. Hold on now,
But
bro.
no, shout out to Evan. Evan got people sending super chats, and Evan didn't even say but one thing in the chat. He still got people around. Evan has a chance to be one of the greatest heels of all time in
What's up,
YouTube
Zach?
world.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what Jono talking about, bro. Like Gargano and Ciampa headline NXT New Orleans, bro.
I was
Like,
there.
I
That's
mean,
when my
them dudes was in
disdain
their
of their
bag,
style
bro.
was born. I was like, these are too many kickouts. Like, dude, they were kicking out of like power drivers on concrete. It's like I need a little bit of. I can suspend my, disbelief in wrestling, but come on, not like some stuff. Like, man, dude, Gargano was what 5'6", 5'7". Like, come on, not making this nigga
Ain't that short, bro.
looking like Cena, man, kicking out of fucking power drivers on concrete. I'm like, but I get that wrestling fans of it.
But yeah, so we had New Catch Republic. They were. Did they make a big splash? Do you think?
They took a big. I don't think they lead
took
the
some
match
bumps.
any more popular than they did. I kind of felt like Pretty Deadly deserved the spot, probably over DIY, to be honest, because at least Pretty Deadly is unique in that they are entertaining and characters and are different than just the DIY or Pete Dunne style of we're just brawlers, right? And granted, I get that there's time where character evolvement happens and maybe DIY evolves their characters more, maybe Pete Dunne and his guy evolved their characters more, but right now DIY is actually character driven, and that's what WrestleMania is about, like having the audience respond to like these crazy characters. So I think it would have helped to have, because honestly looking at it, I guess Judgment Day in Austin and then were the only bad guy teams in the thing. So it was 4 babyface teams and 2 heel teams. So I feel like we could have evened it out with having Pretty Deadly over DIY or Pete Dunne. But I'm not trying to hate on Pete Dunne because I know those guys are great wrestlers. I'm just saying sometimes I'm more of I'm an Attitude Era fan, so I like the spectacle. I like the entertaining characters more than sometimes I need the straight up indie wrestlers or whatnot.
Yeah, so what about New Day? Like we have some people in the chat saying that Kofi should be a champion. That
I think Kofi and them had their time. So I don't know about. I mean, maybe down the line. I mean, it's always nice to have like a last sentimental run or anything. I love Kofi, by the way. You know what I was hoping for? At any point, like Big E would have did a run in and kind of just gave that WrestleMania moment because we know he can't unfortunately wrestle again.
I think he's good. I think the main thing is I see your question, Darrell, is I think it's the impact. So I don't know how his neck is. I guess it's healed for him to work out and different things like that. But you're getting in car crashes essentially in the wrestling ring.
Yeah. My dude Ken, another Bucks fan, but we got Bucks fans in the chat tonight. Come on, nah. He's going
bring us all together.
He says this is the second best version of The Rock. He's carrying the storyline. Cody and Reigns can't keep up with The Rock offense. I low key agree with that, Ziggy. I think that The Rock just has this aura. I think Rock and Austin, and I'm not trying to be one of those nostalgic fans who only rely on the ad, but I'm sorry, bro. But when Rock and Austin are in the ring, sometimes it just shows you like this,
especially Rock.
No, hold on now.
That dude, he be in this bag, bro.
Dude, hold on, slow down, slow your roll.
You got people that haven't watched wrestling in years.
I respect that, but Stone Cold does the same thing. Sometimes y'all live in the moment too much, okay? WrestleMania 38.
Sometimes y'all.
Yeah, no, y'all do, bro. Because when Stone Cold did this 2 years ago at 38, it was the same thing. We had the casuals watching. SportsCenter was tweeting about Stone Cold way more than they ever tweet about Roman Reigns or anything like that. But that's because Stone Cold and The Rock, granted, because they were a part of the highest peak in wrestling history, but their aura, man, those two are just, in my opinion, the absolute greatest. Greatest. That's not even a word of all time. But all right, back to the tag team ladder match. I give that match another B. Very good match with the right 2 winners. I'm hopeful that these. I don't see the R-Truth and Miz team doing anything substantial besides just having R-Truth have his moment. But I hope that it gives Grayson and Austin a chance to elevate their game and be the top tag team heel in the WWE.
Yeah, I'm pretty and you could tell Miz was very happy for R-Truth at the end. He hugged them and they celebrated when they pulled down those Raw tag team belts. So definitely is a good moment for R-Truth. And also A-Town Down, the name of that team. So I know a lot of people are pretty aggravated with Austin Theory, but I kind of like Grayson Waller. I'm happy that he got his time to shine. And I expect a lot from him.
So what would you give the grade for the match?
I'll give it a B minus.
B minus. All right, gotcha.
So we're about a B for the pay-per-view for right now.
All right, yep. I'm at a solid B so far. Now we have Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dominic.
Andrade.
That's his name, right?
Andrade.
Andrade. Look, y'all, it's late, okay? and Dominic Mysterio. Ziggy, I'm a little. I didn't botch it that bad. I thought he was. I thought he was say his name was like, El Torito or something. I'm like, damn, I botched his name that bad.
Not El Torito.
I was just off one syllable. Sheesh. It was a solid match. I thought they were doing this match to set up for a Carlito heel turn, but I guess they're saving that for later on post WrestleMania. But I guess the match was to give Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson, the Philadelphia Eagles players, their moment. I mean, for the Philly crowd, it was pretty cool, but it was all right. Like, it's not going to be anything that anybody remembers years from now. What about you?
I think it was, to be honest, I think it was set up because something is clearly getting ready to happen with the Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley won.
And everybody else lost.
Everybody else lost. Even JD got thrown through a table. He didn't help like they wanted him to help. So I think it's going to cause some desperation from Priest to do something with that briefcase.
Hold on, Ziggy. Super chat.
Oh, you got a super chat from.
Oh, that's my dude, Easy E. That's my wrestling dude right there. You know, Easy
Ezekiel. Acknowledge your
Ezekiel was like made for the Jono Barnes show, Ziggy, because he's a wrestling fan, the Saints fan. He's like, he would like hang out with us and he would fit right. And I hope he comes with the city one day.
That's how kick it with us, bro.
Yeah, Ezekiel, I could just tell. We never met. Me and him even never met, but I just tell like he will fit right in with our circle. Acknowledge your tribal chief, Zeke. I will acknowledge Roman Reigns tomorrow if he actually wins that championship match, because it seems like it's finally setting up for Cody to finally finish the story. But if Roman Reigns wins tomorrow, I will get on here and I will acknowledge me and Ziggy. I'm putting Ziggy in the frying pan too. We will acknowledge Roman Reigns tomorrow if he wins. Thank you for that super chat.
Well, yeah, Andrade Cien Almas. Well, you know, in WWE they you lose your last name.
All the names they gave him, you getting on me because I had one mispronunciation. Shut up, Ziggy. Talk about the match. Go ahead.
But I think do you think Dom is going to continue to do things with Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma, or you think it's just a one-time thing?
No, I think they set up Dom to be like a reign leader type character where he's trying to. That's what it's going to force the Judgment Day. He's going to try to have his little side on that side and that side coming together, but they're setting up Dom to be the biggest. I mean, he already is, but like really take it to the next level of being the biggest heel in the company. I always wonder, like, what is his peak though? Like, do you think he's ever going to be main event world championship? I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about that second-rate title Seth Rollins has. I'm talking about main event, undisputed champion. You think he ever is going to get to that point?
I wouldn't disrespect the other world champ, but
I'm sorry. They made the belt because Roman doesn't wrestle, so they said, we need somebody to keep the fans, entertained. They'll be like at the NFL.
I see him as
the NFL say, we're gonna make another championship, because we want the fans to stay engaged during the season. So the Super Bowl is the main thing, we know that, but the second nobody
do an in-season tournament.
It is the play-in tournament, Ziggy. It's the NBA play-in tournament of championships. That's what I'm gonna call it. That belt to me is the play-in tournament. Now, granted, it gets great storylines. Like I'm locked in on that Drew McIntyre story, and I think it's gonna be a great moment for him still, even though I don't have that much, reverence for that belt. But to me, it's still the play-in tournament belt.
Well, that's your opinion. I like the both world championships, but I see Dom as a integral part of the Intercontinental U.S. Championship mid card, like somebody that's like a multi-time Intercontinental champ or multi-time United States champ or something like that, like a heel mid card champ. I see that as his ceiling. If he goes any higher than that, that's just a bonus.
The Rouse say there's two part-time wrestlers in a match together combined to make a full-time wrestler.
Hey, that's a good question.
They combined to make a hell of a WrestleMania ending. They combined to make a hell of a WrestleMania ending. All right, so Ziggy, for the Rey Mysterio and Andrade, am I saying it right?
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit of I don't know. I thought Dragon Lee was gonna come run back out and say like, "Hey, you cost me."
Yeah, what happened to Dragon Lee? I felt like
Dragon Lee was just out.
I'm hoping like they told him ahead of time, like, yeah, we're gonna announce you as this person in the match, but don't get your hopes
Hope you're
up.
not hurt for real.
Like, geez, that man just completely was wiped away. I mean, how bad of a backstage attack was it? Shit.
I don't know.
Um,
Carlito set him up, and we know that's gonna be the story of it, and it's gonna be pretty interesting.
I think this is a Vivix Addicts. I'm not used to seeing that name, so he might be new to the channel. If you are Vivix, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit that
Hey,
like and
welcome.
subscribe button. He says Cena is coming back for sure tomorrow in the Bloodline. We're
For
gonna get
sure,
to that.
you're very certain, huh?
We're going to get to that very soon. We're going to get to that very soon. We're definitely going to get to that very soon. But Ziggy, overall, I would give this match a solid C. It was okay. It was not anything bad, but it wasn't anything great. It's nothing that we're going to remember besides Philadelphia fans remembering it for their two favorite players getting their WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, I thought I'll give it a C plus. There was a spot in the match that I did enjoy. Joaquin Wild, they like slingshotted him.
I like that. I did too. That
Carlito,
was cool. That was
and
cool.
he like flew up to the ramp. Like that was a cool
Good.
spot. So man, definitely shout out to those guys. Even though they weren't in the match, they supported the match and made their stamp of I guess they made their mark on it. Everybody wants to make their WrestleMania moment. So I just give it a C plus though.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Now, next up, this hurts my heart to say. But this might be one of the biggest letdown WrestleMania matches of all time. Not just tonight. I'm talking about literally one of the biggest letdown WrestleMania matches of all time. Because Ziggy, what in the blue hell was that match? It looked like it was just
I could tell you what they tried to do, and it just didn't hit.
All right, what did they try to do? Please convince me.
They tried to make this match a emotional like story match, like in between the fight they tried to have like, come on bro, we supposed to be brothers, and like I guess tell a story during the match, but it just wasn't really connecting. Like
Vivix, tell me, I'm sorry, Ziggy. Vivix in the chat, tell me why this match was great. I mean, that's a strong word to say great. You didn't even say good. You say it was great. Explain to me why it was great. Go ahead, Ziggy.
I lost my.
You say that they were going for the emotional angle of they not wanting to fight as
well.
He challenged them, Ziggy. So what the hell you mean?
Yeah, like with Solo, I thought Solo would have got involved because it's brothers.
Solo was going all night. I guess they're saving him for tomorrow for a moment.
I guess so. So that was part of my thing. I don't know, man. I actually thought Jimmy was gonna win because
I remember you predicted that.
Owen beat Brett, and then Matt beat Jeff. So I was like, okay, like the one that you least expect usually wins in these matchups. But
the brothers.
I think Jay was the right person to win, but I do agree if people said it was a little lackluster. I mean, both of the guys have the same kind of movesets. It's not like Jay wrestles differently than Jimmy. They have like legit the same moveset. Super kicks.
Dude, I feel like every time I would look up to the TV, all I was seeing is super kick. I mean, don't y'all WWE probably just get on the Young Bucks for that? Oh, all they do is super kicks. I felt like every 2 minutes, all you heard was the die slap for a super kick. It's like, come on, y'all, show some wrestling moves, or even for the storyline that they were going for. Why make it a street fight or something? Like, this is an emotional match.
Yeah, they
like,
should have.
Jay, I don't get it because Jay you say they're going for the storyline of Jay like not really wanting to fight his brother, but you challenged them. Like the storyline led up to Jay finally being at his breaking point where he was like, I gotta whip my brother's ass.
Like, you keep interfering in my championship matches.
Exactly.
Like, all right.
So I mean, then like all this week when they were leading up doing like the ESPN interviews and the promo packages and the press conferences, like Jay's like, oh man, after the throw, I'm a love. Like, okay, I'm like, but you just challenged them, so why you still going these emotional routes so early? But during the match, he's doing the same thing. I'm like, the storyline isn't adding up to you being like at your boiling point. You're hitting your brother. So why are we trying to now do this emotional storyline? It just didn't click, and it shows on Twitter because that match got dragged, and it shows with the crowd because the crowd was not feeling it, Ziggy. Now, granted, the crowd wasn't feeling most of the matches tonight. Apparently, how silent they were, and granted, it was like 40 degrees out there, so I get it. But the crowd was not feeling that match, Ziggy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if it was on another pay-per-view, but this is WrestleMania, so
yeah, you got to come with something, bro.
You gotta come with something.
It's a great moment for them. Like, they're gonna remember it no matter what. I'm sure Rikishi shed a tear. Like, great moment. Jay is completely over. The Lil Wayne interest I thought was dope as hell. I thought they were gonna do a little bit more with Lil Wayne. I thought they were gonna like release a new song or something. All he did was half a verse from a Millie and then did which was cool. Like, but that's probably That's probably the easiest paycheck Lil Wayne ever got. Like that was it. It was a cool moment. Like I thought it was great, especially because Lil Wayne is from New Orleans, so it's kind of like one of those moments where I don't know about you, Ziggy, but like whenever I see a New Orleans dude, no matter how big they get, like moments that of things that we enjoy, it's a cool ass moment for me. Like, damn, somebody from New Orleans is doing the damn thing.
The only thing.
It inspires me, Ziggy. I'm like, man, maybe me and you can one day get to a level where, I ain't gonna think we're gonna ever be in the rain or anything, but hey, they might be having us in the front row because
like Drewski. I mean,
I mean, Drewski is gonna like, like his name plate and whatever, like a shout, like he's a celebrity. I'm like, damn, that's what I would love for me and you and the whole crew to be at one day, Ziggy. Like, oh, look at the Barnes family's live at WrestleMania on Raw, because we done got that big.
Mm-hmm.
And Lil Wayne, like, he gives me moments where I'm like, hey, man, if he could do it in his own unique way, me and you ain't gonna be rapping our way to the top, but maybe we could do it one day. So that was a cool moment as a New Orleans kid to see that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I must say it was pretty cool. And the thing is too, I saw a few people online that was like, no one wants to see Meek Mill, Lil Wayne, and all this. Like, look, man, that's the thing with wrestling. Rhea Ripley came out to a rock band. I don't really listen to that kind of music, but it's fun. I don't bash it.
No, Ziggy,
come on, bro.
When she first came out, like in the guy, whoever the main single, I thought that was Rhea at first. He's like, just like Rhea. I was like, oh, look, Rhea throwing it down. I ain't know Rhea could sing like that.
It was like, come on, this is the beauty of wrestling. You have different backgrounds, different walks of life, different tastes.
That goes.
If it's not your cup of tea, it's fine. You ain't gotta.
You just answer on our chat for everybody. Me and Ziggy are part of a very, very prestigious group chat with our whole fellas. And my brother asked, why right now are we doing better numbers on the 11 o'clock show at night than we do during our typical Tuesday show? But Ziggy just gave the answer to my brother. Why? It's because fans love this fucking wrestling shit, bro.
Yeah,
this more than the game to these wrestling fans.
Of course, if it's just one team, wrestling is we all come together.
Oh, yeah. That's why I think sometimes, bro, I'd be like, should I go to wrestling niche? I mean, I love my Saints and Pelicans, and I'm gonna continue to talk about them. But should I start like a separate channel where we go all in on wrestling? Because these wrestling fans are rabid, bro. These wrestling fans are rabid.
I think they're kind of telling you what to do right now, bro, with these numbers.
Which we only got so many hours in the day. I mean, we got over 160 people right now, which is awesome. Shout out to those guys on Twitter and watching on YouTube on both channels. We're simulcasting. This is history right now, folks. Me and Ziggy are doing the show on both of our YouTube channels right now. So thank you guys for watching on the Ziggy channel, for watching on the Jono Barnes channel, for watching on Ziggy's Twitch, for watching on my Twitter. We appreciate the hell out of all of you guys. You guys are all this shit more than the game certified. And if you're watching on YouTube, whether you be on Ziggy channel or my channel, and if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button for us, please, man. Really helps out the show a lot.
He was not in sync with real, but they'll say some slick stuff about Lil Wayne. But I'm like, come on now, bro. Like, we can go there if y'all want to.
So Ziggy, I'm giving the Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso match a D. Bad match. I hope that they redeem themselves next month or whatever the next PLE is. But that was not a good match.
I will give it a C+.
A C+?
It's average, bro. It wasn't like.
Dude, a C+ is supposed to be. You're basically saying, no, it wasn't. It was more good than it was average.
It was all right. I got you. I'll say that's actually fair.
That's
but that's a good rebuttal though. I think I'll move it to a C- then. That's a good point. A C-.
All right.
Because it was all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like.
Well, Vibes, I see what you're saying. Vibes is basically saying that he just enjoys this Jey Uso story, and that's why the comebacks and whatnot have all been great, which is fine. That does not, to me, make a great match, though. Now, again, Jey Uso is going to be a heavyweight champion very, very soon. So I'm cool with that. I'm not trying to act like this is, now Jay and Jimmy should be punished and nobody should take them serious anymore. No, but that match was just, I think they need a do-over. They got to run it back because I need to see, that feud and notes history of those two. I mean, it's been like 15 years now they've been doing this, huh?
Maybe they was nervous or something. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. If I had a chance to fight my brother on WrestleMania, 1, I would whip his ass. But 2, I would give a hell of a show while doing it. Ain't gonna be no even if I was nervous.
You be spamming finishing moves like
he gonna be trying to say let's spam. I'm like, nah, man, one finishing move. Whoever wins probably gonna be me, but we ain't gonna do that damn spam.
Oh, that's a good one. It should have been an I quit. It could have been an I quit match.
Stipulation, like something. Solo should have been involved, and that's their little brother. Like sometimes it feels like Solo isn't even like blood to them, like not as an actual brother. I'm like, they act like Solo wasn't even a part of their lives or anything.
Like, bro, that's your brother, dog. He was in there with y'all.
Well, not. I mean, because he was young. He's like the Evan, y'all. If you follow the Jono Barnes show, you're true to the Jono Barnes show. He's like the Evan, like young. So he was with them, but
And apparently, there's another Uso. There's like one more.
Now, how many Samoans they got out there? Damn.
Well, no, like actually, like in their like the family.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like every day a new one comes out the womb. God damn. No, one day they're gonna have a Samoan federation, like just nothing but the Samoans. All Samoans all the time.
Yeah, that's facts though. But yeah, C-. For that, the video package was better than the match. The video package leading up to the match, I was like, oh Lord. They had the old photos, the yearbook photos, and everything.
Yeah, man. Missed opportunity for those two. Missed opportunity. Maybe they involved in the main event tomorrow and they get a better spectacle WrestleMania type moment. But next up, Ziggy, we have the Black African Queens or the Black Avengers, whatever you want to call it, versus Damage Control. And this match for me, Ziggy, it's not going to go down as a classic or anything like that, but it did exactly what it needed to do, and that was to make Jade Cargill look like a star.
Wait, hold on, we gotta put it back up for our boy Sean. Or he says,
yeah, if Sean is Sean might be sleeping.
Hashtag Team Cocoa Butter.
Just leave it up for the whole show, man. That's how we're gonna get our numbers up. People seeing these gorgeous women. They don't want to see me in your face. They want to see these gorgeous ass women. So just leave it up for the rest of the show.
Yeah, man. It was kind of funny too, man. It was just a funny thing that I saw. I had text y'all. I was like, if y'all go back and watch during the entrance of like Belair and Jade and Naomi, you'll see like Asuka like dancing and like singing Bianca song. Like, I don't think the camera should have caught that, but
I think they did that on purpose, like to show like Asuka and then wasn't taking it serious, and that's
probably what it was. Okay,
like, that's a good. That's how I took it. Now maybe she was like legitimately just not thinking the camera was on her, and she's like, "Yeah, this is a bad." But that
Asuka be so unbothered, bro.
That entrance overall was amazing. Like the way they presented them, like actual superheroes, black superheroes. And I'm not one of these people who likes to get all sentimental or like all these people on Twitter, but I do think it's a badass moment, especially for young black girls watching, like to say, "Oh wow, that's going to be some historical shit down the line with that. We got to win this." Firsthand tonight.
Team Cocoa Butter. Now y'all gonna start calling them Team Cocoa.
But the match itself was essentially almost like a spot fest mess to set up the last major spot, which was Jay having a moment to continue to build her up as the big bad.
The crowd was hyped for Jade. They was begging for her to get.
She's over. The WWE, she is over. I ain't gonna lie, Ziggy. I think AEW takes a bad rap because I do feel a little bit. Tell me if this is a hot take. Like whenever you come from another promotion, you already instantly have like that aura or fanfare to you if you are like a big enough name. So like,
you're like the new kid in class. Like, ooh.
So like Cody coming in, like of course he's gonna be even more popular now. Like you have that. Oh, he left AEW to come back. Like that's awesome. So now fans are gonna love you even more. Same with Jay. Same if MJF ever came, or freaking Heyman Page or whatever. Like just being in AEW sets you up to like have fan base already built in and hype and an aura to you because you came from the big bad wolf company down in Jacksonville. So WWE does a great job with like taking that privilege, I guess, though, and using it to like make these guys come in looking like superstars, and then fans argue on Twitter 24/7, like, you see, that's why Tony Khan didn't book them right. You look how Triple H is booking them,
which is crazy because Jade, Naomi, and Belair, I don't know if y'all follow them on Twitter or Instagram, but they were hanging out in like outside of wrestling before Jade even came over to WWE.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, she's been seen with multiple women's wrestlers outside of AEW, and that's what makes the fans look so silly at times. Is with this tribalism thing is like these wrestlers are friends with each other.
It's so stupid to me.
They probably all gather around and laugh at everybody. With
I can say like it's fun, like to be team, just like back in our day, Team WWF, Team WCW. It's fun, but like me and you and like other people, we wasn't arguing all day. When Twitter wasn't around, but like we wasn't arguing. Like we were arguing,
switching between both channels, watching both.
Yeah, and like we enjoy when both would thrive, and we wasn't like we got to tear one down. And I'm still sad WCW went out of business because that's when you had the best wrestling when Vince was on his ass saying, "Man, I gotta." We like Triple H said on the Pat McAfee show, we were wrestling to survive. Like we were like our fucking jobs and livelihoods are on the line because that company, if they keep ascending and we not pushing the edge of what we doing, we're gonna be out of jobs. So
you're not wrong.
Interesting thing. Look at this. What that comment said. What this comment says.
I knew Jade team was gonna win.
I'm seeing a lot of Jade. I think it is going to set up that somebody finally mentioned her. Bianca is better than Jade. That Bianca's going to be like, because everybody assumes that eventually Jade's going to turn heel and be like, I'm Jade Cargill.
Because she was a heel for most of her time in AEW,
right.
so that's how everyone's
I'm not going to be surprised if Bianca is the one who says, yo, I was the best person in the WWE, then this woman comes in and steals my shine, steals my main event spot, steals all my fans, and she's the one who's going to kind of turn heel. That's probably for WrestleMania 41. Like, they're going to build it up over time, and they're going to be like, no, tomorrow night they're going to do it on Monday Night Raw or whatever. But it's obviously going to set up for that eventually, right? Like, one of them is going to turn to get that mega match.
Yeah,
and
they're still working on
competitive business. So you're like, if me and you were in the same space as wrestlers, like, I would love and I would do everything I could to help you succeed and want you to succeed. But I'm also like, shit, I don't want him to take my spot, though. I want to be number one. Like, it's a healthy thing.
Yeah.
You still want to be number one.
Yeah, and I guess that was Naomi's team when they all what was it, Sasha Banks' team bad or whatever.
And Tamina and Sasha.
Yeah. So hey, I don't know what they're gonna call the faction. I guess they're putting up threes. Maybe it might be something.
Well, as a faction, who are they gonna feud with? Like, you can only do Damage Control. Those are only two factions. So what, they gonna feud with Damage Control? I mean, they could for like 6 months. It hasn't happened.
Or they do what Damage Control did, is maybe one goes for the world title and the other two a tag team. I don't know.
Darrell keeps saying this presser is nice, and I'm watching it from the side of my eye. Y'all can at least let us know what's going on in the presser. Like, me and Ziggy are sacrificing our press conference watch to talk about this show for you guys. So if y'all gonna say, oh, this is hilarious and everything, like they're saying in the text or whatever, at least let us know what is hilarious or what is nice or what are they saying in the goddamn press conference, so maybe we could comment on it on the show. They're leaving these dry ass comments and chats.
No, I agree, Calvin. Jade still needs, like, she has we got to fill in the blanks a little bit with Jade. She doesn't have the full set yet, but she's on the right path. I mean, they have access to Natalia and her husband Tyson Kidd. They go and train a lot of the women's wrestlers in their like makeshift gym and everything. So she's in good hands.
So one thing, shout out to Damage Control, because they sold their ass off for Jade and for those for Naomi and Bianca, help carry, so that they made ultimately Jade look like a star, because Jade, obviously, like you and Calvin just alluded to, is very raw still in the ring. But all together, because basically what the match was, again, it's not a classic, but they weren't trying to go for a classic. They were going to set up for
it's a showcase.
Future main events that they could possibly have in storylines with Jade and those women. I'm going to give it a B-. Chris says Team Ebony Magazine, the Jet Beauties of the Week. That's what they should call themselves, the Jet Beauties of the Week.
Now, I do agree with you on that, man. Definitely shout out to Damage Control for being, this is kind of, I guess, behind the scenes, like being good team players. Asuka has never won at WrestleMania.
Damn, I didn't realize that. Like, that's gonna be a storyline one day. They're gonna set that up for a storyline.
Yeah, because Asuka lost to Bianca. Last year? Was it last year?
She lost to Charlotte. I remember that.
She lost to Charlotte, which in New Orleans, that's what kicked off the whole thing, because Asuka came in with her undefeated streak from NXT, lost to Charlotte, and then she has not won at WrestleMania since. But I mean, Asuka is in a good spot. She's a Grand Slam champ. Like, Asuka is good. She's made. She's won Money in the Bank. She's won NXT Women. She's won Raw. Was it Raw and SmackDown's Women's Champ? She's won the new yellow and white Women's Championship that Io Shirai has. So Asuka's good, man.
So what would you grade the match then?
B-.
B-.
Like, it was pretty good. It was entertaining. Also shout out to Dakota Kai, because she's always like getting her ass whooped. And she plays a role very well. So shout out to
every team needs its role players, right?
Every
team needs its role players. Now, I just told you that no matter what Asuka is, she's made. Somebody else who I felt was made, so this was my shock of the night, is Sami Zayn. So I'm not gonna lie, as great of a storyline as they led to this match, Ziggy, I went into this match having absolutely no earthly inclination that Sami Zayn was actually going to win this match. I had as much confidence in Gunther as I did when I had confidence thinking that at WrestleMania 30, Undertaker was going to be Brock Lesnar. Honestly, if betting was allowed back then, I would have literally have bet my house. I was like, WWE is never going to let the Undertaker lose. So I would have bet all my money, and I would have had the biggest fucking come to Jesus moment in my life when Brock pinned the Undertaker. So I would have probably did the same stupid thing with this match. I'm like, Sammy is great, but they're not going to give Sammy this moment. They're going to give it to like an up and coming young talent like Brian Breaker or somebody who they really want to like get the rub from beating Gunther. So I was shocked. Like when that 3 hit from the 1, 2, 3, I was like, oh shit, they actually did it. I was happy for Sammy. They did a great story with it. It was a great WrestleMania moment. Honestly, it was a moment that up to that point for me saved the spectacle of the show. Because at that point of the night, I was like, it's a fine show, but it doesn't feel like a WrestleMania show to me. That was the moment where finally it was like, that is a WrestleMania moment. So I was shocked. And because of that, may arguably be the match of the night for me. It was a great match, and it was a very, very surprising outcome, which I really enjoy when WWE genuinely surprises me in matches when I'm not expecting it. So I really enjoyed it. What about you?
No, yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely got some of that NXT, like I said in our chat. Like I got some NXT Sami Zayn vibes of like the underdog from the underground is what they used to call him. That brain buster, that was, and some people thought that was a botch. That was not a botch. That used to be.
I was like, damn, was that supposed to happen?
That used to be Sami Zayn's finishing move in the Indies called the brain buster when he was El Generico. And of course, when he came over to WWE, you know, they was like, nah, you gotta come up with something else, you know. But it was kind of crazy to see him pull that out, and who better than Gunther to pull that out on? That shows the desperation and how big of a spectacle it is to beat and dethrone Gunther. And definitely shout out to Gunther. He's another one, like heels that, and we'll talk about this later, but you don't really cheat much. He just chops the sonic rings out of you. And just, you know, so definitely shout out to Gunther, man.
Progressive Knowledge says, what? I saw it coming a mile away. The only surprise was that Sammy got the spot instead of Chad. But that's why it was a surprise, Progressive Knowledge, is because if it was Gable, I would have been expecting it. I'm like, yeah, they probably setting us up for Gable to finally get that moment. They gave it to Sammy, which was a shock to me because, again, Sammy went into that match, in my opinion, a made man. Like, there's nothing else that he needs to do besides win the World Championship. I was like, they're not going to give this spot to Sammy because Sammy's already been, I think it was a 3-time champion, Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, Sammy's already been Intercontinental champion, right, Joe?
Right. So I'm like, Sammy doesn't need the moment. I still low-key feel like he didn't need it. Was a great moment. I'm not going to take it away from him, but I'm like, I still feel like it could have went to Gable and it probably would have hit a little bit harder just because Sammy has already had these WrestleMania. He had the WrestleMania moment last year where he won the tag team championship main event with Kevin Owens. Like, he's been an Intercontinental champion already. There's not much left for Sammy to do in that Intercontinental space. His only last level of final boss status, if you will, is to win the heavyweight champion. So I still kind of wish it was Gable that got that spot because I feel like it would have hit a little bit more. It doesn't take away from how awesome a moment it was tonight, but that's why it was shocking to me. I was like, damn, they gave it to Sammy. I wasn't expecting Sammy to be the one that finally dethroned them.
Yeah, and I even liked at the beginning. Sammy told his wife, don't bring my son out to don't bring our son out to ringside. He don't need to. He still had that doubt in his head because
all right, that makes sense. I'm glad you explained it that way because I'm like, why wouldn't they have his son out if he actually was going to win a match?
Because
it would have made the moment even more special.
Because when that's going to be another thing. Like, dang, I should have believed in myself. My son missed out on my big victory. You know, I do like the shot that they had of his wife. She's like the ride or die for him. She was like, oh, you effed up, Gunther, when he kicked out of that double power bomb. She was like, it's over with. You're done. I said, okay. And but yeah, Sami Zayn did his thing, man. I have no bad things to say about it. I give this an A.
I give it an A too. I give it an A too.
Yeah,
honestly, it might be just bell to bell the best match of the night, and it gave us probably the WrestleMania moment of the night. To be honest,
it had the wrestling aspect of it. It had the emotional aspect to it. It had the story leading up.
Everything that WrestleMania is all about, huh?
Yep. And then it had the and that's one thing that I think was missing with some of the past WrestleManias. It's like we like title changes. Like title changes is important, but we have so many people that have had long reigns retaining belts in a lot of these pay-per-views and WrestleManias that sometimes it's good to kind of feel that
Make
rush
fans
of
happy.
a new champion.
Make fans happy.
Yeah. So it's pretty
So what does
cool.
this leave Gunter though? Because if they do a
Oh, he's going to
rematch,
the main event scene.
so you know they're gonna do it. Well, you know, and kayfabe logic, Gunter should ask for a rematch, right? Like every champion's always gonna
We
say, "I
should
want
try
my
to get his
rematch."
rematch.
But okay, but if he, but you know, you're not gonna let him lose twice now. Like that's kind of taking away his aura. If you let him lose again in the rematch, so does he just find a way to conveniently say forget the rematch? Like, do we have somebody come in? I see people saying Brock. I don't think Brock is coming back anytime soon. But
especially for a mid-card belt, no.
So you think now Gunter goes to the main event scene after tonight?
That's what I would do. I would have him go. I mean, what more can he prove in the mid-card scene?
Well, then whose spot is he taking in the main event scene? That's all. Like,
You just add to it. You don't have to. He don't have to take anybody's spot, but he just getting
if,
that mix with Drew McIntyre, with Seth.
Drew's a
He's on
bad
Monday.
guy. Gunther's a bad guy. So how that works?
Hey, Gunther, he'll still chop you up. You know, that'll be a good match, especially they getting ready to go to.
I mean, they tore the house down with Sheamus last year, so it will be definitely a good match.
That's what I'm saying. Clash at the Castle's coming up.
I'm curious to see what they do because I feel like they're setting up because you saw before Sammy came out for his interest. The last thing Gable said to him was,
"He said you owe me.
After you win, you owe me." So like they're setting up.
He trained him up, got his mind right. Like I mean, that's actually
Gable's going to get his moment. Gable's going to get his moment eventually. Like he's going to get his moment.
He's good, man. Shout out to Gable.
It may not hit the same as it would have if he would have beat Gunther, but he's going to get his moment. So I can see a babyface versus babyface feud with Sammy and Gable. Well, maybe eventually one of them turns heel because of it. But I'm kind of because I mean I get what y'all saying. Like yeah, Gunther now obviously should eventually start.
That's what I would do. Yeah,
but I'm just trying to see where does Gunther play into it because I mean I know he's not going to be in the Roman Reigns circle of feuds, but if Drew McIntyre does win, or if Seth wins tomorrow, we don't know for sure.
Because think about it. On Monday, who is in your main event? You have Drew and you have Seth, and who else?
And Seth may be now. This seems like they're setting up for Seth to take a nice little break after WrestleMania. So then I can see Gunther coming in that spot. But again, Gunther's a bad guy. I mean, they usually want like a babyface heel type thing where if Drew wins, they're going to want a babyface to come and try to knock him off his pedestal. So Gunther does not fit that role of a babyface trying to knock Drew McIntyre off his pedestal, unless they're trying to go with the Gunther turn, which he could go to become a good guy now. I'm just curious to see what they do with that, but I do agree that it's time for him to now be with the big boys. You know, he had at the adults table, not to try to disgrace the Intercontinental title at all. Please don't take it that way. But
he did his job.
A little bit different.
Yeah. And he did his job, which is to add prestige back to that Intercontinental Championship. That's a belt that you paid attention to.
Yeah, because I
whenever it's on the card.
I don't know if we want to call it the dog days or whatnot, but wow, with an Intercontinental belt didn't mean shit.
Yeah,
didn't mean shit.
So people, especially when they didn't have a world championship on Monday, that was the belt that everyone fought for.
Now I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna call it out right quick. I'm gonna call out Slim Jones' comment because, we've gotten like 6 comments about this already about Priest cashing in. Man, Priest is like the dumbest kayfabe character of all time. He done had so many chances to cash in that damn.
I don't
know what the plan is with that, but I do not expect Priest to cash in tomorrow or even on the Raw after. I think they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I don't see Priest cashing in this week at all.
I mean, clearly, Jono hates when I bring this up, but clearly. Priest winning was when Vince was over creative. This isn't a bad thing.
I'm not saying anything.
But clearly,
you make me sound like a Vince apologist, bro. People gonna hate me.
I'm saying. But Vince, they had plans with Priest, and clearly things changed because at one point it seemed like the Judgment Day was about to break up. Then they
still gonna tease that. I think Rhea gonna be like. I'm the only one holding shit down every year. Y'all the ones losing. Finn Balor lost last year at WrestleMania 2. So they got a storyline where she could be like, God damn, Dominic, you lost last year. It's 2 years in a row. Like, I'm carrying the weight of this.
She's saying, you linked yourself with Santos. You didn't tell us about it. Then you lost. Then,
it's gonna be interesting.
We sent you out there. You get thrown through a table immediately. You wasn't no help.
Y'all that R-Truth win the belt on y'all.
I think there's gonna be
It's gonna be some dissension.
Or Drew gonna show up and like, look, I got the belts in Judgment Day, like, bro.
You know they're gonna do something.
They be making him look like a goof, bro.
My man went from the greatest 24/7 champion of all time to a tag team champion at WrestleMania. Won't God do it, Ziggy?
Hey man,
Won't
shout out
God
to
do it?
R-Truth,
Now,
man.
before we get to the main event, we do want to hear a word from one of our sponsors. Hey man, I can't believe you guys are still watching this crazy show. Because of that, you guys really deserve something special. Here's a gift just for you for being a fan. Are you going to a sports game or a concert or any major event? Well, buy your tickets from SeatGeek and use the promo code JONO at checkout and you can receive $20 off your purchase over $50. That's $20 off your purchase. What are you waiting for? You know this shit more than a game, man. And finally, no pun intended, but finally, Ziggy, we get to the night one main event, which was The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at Rollins. And that match delivered absolutely everything that it needed to deliver, from the epic entrances for all four, making them look like goddamn gods among men, to the ring action, to letting The Rock look good where he didn't have to carry a full match by himself after being away from the WWE for, what was it? It's been about 10 years now. He has actually had like a match. It was a spectacle. And that's what I want, especially in my main events sometimes. I want good wrestling. Don't get me wrong. Like, I want good wrestling in my main events too, but I want a spectacle. I want to leave a WrestleMania feeling something, man. Like, feeling like this is why I love this shit. This is why some 25 plus years later, I still watch this shit regularly. I left that match feeling something. And what it is going to do, obviously, like now, tomorrow, they did it perfectly. Like, everybody should be like, oh shit, it's going down tomorrow. Bloodline rules now, it's going down. Like, they have built up some amazing
anticipation.
Like, dude, like I legit might have a tough time sleeping tonight. I haven't been this excited for a main event in a while because
this is when wrestling is good. This is what you get.
I'm a little nervous. I'm like, man, I'm hoping I'm not fan fictioning myself into something that WWE's like, well, we never promised all this shit that y'all are expecting, but oh man, I think tomorrow is going to be absolutely epic. But before we get into tomorrow, yet again, let's talk about this actual match tonight. I thought it was good. The one thing that I'm a little surprised with was they kept building up. Rock said, I'm going to make Cody bleed and on the belt and show it to your mama. I thought they were going to finish off the show like that. Like, Rock wins the match and then, it's over. And Rock gets some more heel heat by saying, oh, you thought I was done? And then he just like, like, they really like beat the shit out of Cody, like, to really set up this Rocky, like in Philadelphia of all places, ironically, right? Story for tomorrow. But they kind of just, left, did the belt race with the fireworks. I'm like, well, what happened to the whole, we're going to make Cody bleed and, present the belt to his mom.
That's what tomorrow for.
Maybe, all right, yeah, right. And that's what they might do. But I thought they were using tonight to set that up so that tomorrow the fans were going to be foaming at the mouth for Cody to whoop everybody's ass, like go full Stone Cold 1998. Anybody and everybody going to get these hands tomorrow. But besides that, which I kind of still wish they would have did it tonight, Ziggy, I can see like them setting it up for tomorrow. Great match for what it was. Like, obviously, again, not no classic or anything like that, but everybody did their part. They were making Cody yet again like this underdog. Like, damn, is this dude ever going to actually finish the story? You saw Cody did the same beautiful storytelling. Cody did the same thing that he did last year after he lost. He's got in this little, his pose in the middle of the ring. Has that self-doubt
with that D look on his face.
So now it's like, oh man, Cody doesn't believe in himself. Cody's going into tomorrow like, damn.
And you saw he looked at Seth. He was like,
we fucked up. That was that. Me and you made that look to each other many times before in high school. We were like, we bit off more than we could chew with this one.
When the teacher hands the test,
has that doubt. No, like
hands the test out to everybody. You look at each other like.
Seth, his knee is obviously messed up. Like, they sold that story pretty well. Like, so now Drew McIntyre is foaming at the mouth. Like, Drew gonna be tomorrow. Like, oh, you
gonna be like, I tried to tell you.
Yeah. So I think Drew gonna whoop that ass tomorrow. To be like, they really set up for. I'm assuming they're gonna let Seth.
Drew coming in fresh.
Oh, Drew deserves the moment tomorrow too. I know he's gonna get booed, but he deserves the live crowd moment because he's had that taken away from him in 2020. But man, just good storytelling. And again, The Rock, man. Shout out to all these new school wrestling fans, but The Rock is just on another level, bro. I'm sorry. Like, when The Rock
is him at the end of his career,
he makes Roman look, and Roman is great. Don't get me wrong. Roman's aura is awesome, but he makes Roman look like a kid sometimes. I'm like, The Rock is just, and I transparently, y'all, this is probably the nostalgia in me talking. Again, I grew up in the Attitude Era, so Stone Cold and The Rock were like my Santa Claus, and I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
Easter Bunny, like like these mythical creatures that are like too good to be true. But like when I just see The Rock, it's just like, damn, man, that dude just stands out, and it's just special, man. Literally the most electrifying man in sports entertainment and the people's champ. I enjoyed. I
Oh,
enjoyed
oh, really,
every.
Darrell? That do tell.
Darrell robbed me of my valedictorian status in middle school, but that's for a private conversation. I enjoyed the shit out of that match, Ziggy. I really enjoyed the absolute shit out of it. They got it all right on all fronts with that match. How did you feel about that match?
Yeah, I feel real good about the match as well. This is one of those things where when you get some of the older school guys and even like the ruthless aggression era guys, like just the pacing of the matches is just different. Like they let moves breathe. I feel like sometimes even to your credit too, Jono, like I like DIY, but you have your opinion about DIY, but sometimes they do feel like it's like move, 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 move. It's like
Anthony in the chat.
let stuff breathe a little bit. Hey, shout out
Holy
to
Cross.
Bautista,
Yeah,
bro.
shout out
I
to
see you,
Anthony.
though. Hey, what's up, bro? But they let stuff breathe. They let everything has a purpose. I feel like in these matches, every punch, every kick, everything had a purpose to it. Like we said before, even Rock telling the referee, don't do a count out,
Mm-hmm.
or you
I'm the
gonna get
boss.
fired.
I'm the
I'm
final
your
boss.
boss. I was like, oh man, like this is pretty good, man. I really enjoyed it. They went outside the ring, they brawled and went at it outside the ring. Cody did the rock bottom. Like it just I don't know. I just really liked it.
Yeah,
I
now
just
hold
really
on. I'm
enjoyed it.
seeing
Calvin, you didn't like
Kelvin.
it, bro?
Yeah, well, Kelvin, well, he had another comment too where he said,
So what was
um,
trash about it?
well, he put it right here. He says, giving it a P and not the one from Super Mario 3. A P for pathetic. The Rock is stiff as F and did what to move. Well, I mean, Kelvin, he's 51 years old. like I get it. Maybe some fans aren't fans of that. But like when you have The Rock or Stone Cold coming back for a match, I'm not expecting 1998 and 1999 Stone Cold and The Rock. Like, yeah, it needs to be a slow, methodical match, but you can still tell a great
Hey.
story and have a good match when it's slow and methodical. Like you said, Ziggy, like every move had meaning.
Oh, right.
Every thing that they did in that match had a purpose. Oh, Seth's knee is screwed up, so now it sets up for tomorrow, right? Like they're doing
Yep.
things to not only elevate that current match at the time, but they're building up for tomorrow. Everything had a purpose, and I loved it. I loved The Rock again flexing his muscle. They obviously were cheating like throughout the whole match, and The Rock was like, "Hey, yo,
Cheating,
referee,
straight up
I
cheating.
he said, excuse the language. I wish a nigga would. He told about, I wish you would do something. I wish you would do something. The referee was like, shit, man,
And
I
that
want
was
to
the
get paid.
thing. They did not declare this as a no DQ match or anything. This is supposed to be a regular
And so that sets up for
tag match.
all these young, we're all adults, y'all. Y'all gotta understand it. Everybody in chat to realize, let's take a step back. We're adults watching this right now, but there are little
Right.
kids watching it, and Rock even made fun of it because he showed like these little kids crying, like who are watching it the way we were watching this shit at the Attitude Era, who are like,
Mhm.
damn, like if The Rock and Roman are doing this tonight when it wasn't Bloodline rules, like they're probably like their hearts are beating out their chest right now. Thinking like their hero Cody has no goddamn shot. But that's what it's all about. Like that's what wrestling is about. Like
And then disbelief.
granted, it is to also entertain the older audience, like people like you and me. But like for those, I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but the marks, like we were marks during the Attitude Era. Like the marks right now, the young kids, middle schoolers, and all that watching this shit. Like this is going. They going, especially if Cody wins tomorrow, some peak shit for them. They don't realize it right now because they living in the moment. They're like, ah, goddamn, I can't believe The Rock did that. And Cody ain't gonna never win the goddamn belt. But this is like for us when freaking Vince McMahon was throwing every roadblock at Stone Cold, and we would be going to school like, damn, this is it. Like Stone Cold ain't got no shot. Like our hero was done. This is what wrestling is all about.
No, I agree. This is what wrestling is about, and I think sometimes, and this goes out to the older fans, like John, you pointed out about us being older fans, and they have the kids, and I think there's something that we could learn from the kids, and there's something that we could kind of remember about the kids. The kids don't worry about dirt sheets. The kids don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the kids that in my head, maybe
Mhm.
they're smarter than I think, but these kids don't worry about dirt sheets. They don't care about spoilers and different things like that. They allow themselves to be in the moment. They allow themselves to be captivated by these characters. They root for their favorite characters and they boo the people that they do not like. And I think we need to do that a little bit more often.
I gotta stop Kelvin right here. And Kelvin, I appreciate you, with the engagement and whatnot, but dude, I know you ain't comparing the Undertaker. Did you see the Undertaker versus Goldberg? Did you see the Undertaker versus Roman Reigns? I don't. No, Undertaker was not 51 when he had that classic with Shawn Michaels. Okay, when Undertaker got old too, his match quality went considerably down. All right, so compare him to say him and Flair didn't look that stiff. I don't know.
Austin and KO did have a very good match. I give that a good
but
match.
Also like the most of the match, and I'm the biggest Stone Cold stan there is. So trust me if I'm saying this, but they set that match up to be no holds barred, so Stone Cold can do it in the crowd, so like he's not doing the goddamn actual
more storytelling.
Yeah, like like we gotta have a little bit of, and if it's not your thing, Calvin, I understand that, but I don't think we should say it's a bad match. But like Rock cannot give you a match like he did even some 12 plus years ago with John Cena type thing. Like it's not possible. One, dude's built like a goddamn freight truck. Probably has the greatest HGH Hollywood can buy. Like, so even as great as he looks, like he can't be nimble like we are used to. But like when you have these legends come in for matches like that, you kind of got to accept that you're not going to get like you say, it's like a DIY type match. Are you going to get maybe, and even Roman is in his peak right now. His matches are usually slow and methodical anyway. So it's really not like this is anything new. Like Roman's matches are always slow, methodical, tries to build up to a big moment instead of like these spot fests or whatnot. So I'm a little thrown off at how Kelvin is like really hating on The Rock. I really am.
So what match did you like any match today, Calvin? I'm just kind of curious. What match did you like this evening?
Because I mean, I feel like it's like this is what you want. Like you want good storytelling. You want, again, not the greatest match, but it was a good match. Now, granted, again, I get it. Like, yes, The Rock did look a little bit stiff. Stone Cold looked stiff 2 years ago. Remember when he was doing them kicks to Kevin Owens? I was like, ooh, Stone Cold moving a little slow. Hello, they over 50, bruh. Not just a typical, not even a regular 50. Like these guys have put wear and tear on their body.
Oh yeah,
for years. So
I remember Kevin Owens didn't he suplex Stone Cold on the concrete or something like that? Like I was like, man.
So like I appreciate The Rock and Stone Cold for like still going out the, I don't want to say comfort zone, but like giving us what they're giving us at the age of and Stone Cold is damn near 60 now, I believe. But like to give us what they give us, it could be a lot worse, guys. That's all I'm saying. And I'm just surprised that Calvin brought the Undertaker, because that Goldberg Undertaker match was one of the worst matches of all time. That Undertaker and Roman Reigns match was one of the worst WrestleMania matches, in my opinion, of all time. Like when Taker was really absolutely done. That Undertaker Shawn Michaels, Triple H Kane match, and freaking ruined Shawn Michaels' last match, because now that's technically Shawn Michaels' last match. That to me is bad, old wrestlers.
The Saudi Arabia match?
I mean, maybe Shawn Michaels likes to say that it's not canon because it's a Saudi Arabia match. Okay. But that to me is bad old wrestlers. What The Rock did tonight and what Stone Cold did 2 years ago, that's freaking elite for what they did at their age, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I'm surprised that we don't have a universal agreement of how good and entertaining the match was.
This is a good thing. This is one of the things about wrestling, man. People have and
that's the beauty of, again, I don't know if y'all new to the channel, we invite every opinion. Like we never talk down on any.
I'm just kind of curious well, the only thing is we're gonna, if you make a statement or declaration, we might ask for you to elaborate on it.
We'll debate it, we'll challenge it, but we always respect it. That's what we do for football season, basketball season. I mean, because I ain't gonna lie, the opinions for basketball season about to get real hot, because this is a New Orleans Pelicans fan channel, folks. So the way them balls are playing, we're gonna have some heated takes with that in our next show on Tuesday.
It's getting a little testy.
Man, I'm seeing some names that I ain't gonna lie. I'm not. So maybe the wrestling algorithm is bringing some.
The wrestling algorithm, man.
Everything has history. Welcome to the show. Everything has history. If you're new to the channel, thank you for
joining. Looking at your logo, let's see. Everything Has History was established in 2020. So if you're a podcast, man,
that's historic.
And shout out to all y'all, any content creator out there, any fellow podcasters out there that's doing this grind, man. Shout out to all y'all. We salute y'all, man.
Yeah, and thank y'all. If y'all new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But Everything Has History said that he was worried about how slow it started. It did start off slow. I agree with that. Because even my wife was like, "Oh, this match is kind of boring. Like, why am I watching it if it's so slow?" And I was like, "Baby, they build it. Let the match breathe. Let the match build up. It's kind of like Lil Wayne. Let the beat build." But honestly, The Rock looked amazing. Then they picked it up like crazy. Yep, just like the Stone Cold KO match. Honestly, I feel like they probably watched that Stone Cold KO match for tips. Like, okay, like we know The Rock ain't The Rock of 1999, so we probably got to let him, get into the flow of the match rather than some 13 years after his last full match come in. So I thought they did a great job. Of course, thank you for joining us. Like, we appreciate that. Yeah. And I see a Brandon Barnes, and I don't know if he's related to me, Ziggy. I mean, we got a lot of Barneses out there, so maybe he's like
Florida. Is that a Florida State logo?
He can't be a Barnes family in New Orleans member. But welcome to the family either way, Brandon. Again, man, thanks for all the new people who joining in. If y'all new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate y'all. We got some good numbers. We got over 180 people watching right now. Of course, all platforms. On a Saturday night at 11:52 p.m., maybe 12:52 a.m. Sunday morning for some people on the East Coast. So yep. We appreciate y'all for real, man. But Ziggy, all that said, the match had the outcome that it should have had, which is you set up for night 2, because night 2 needs to be the spectacle of spectacle. This is WrestleMania 40, my man. This is
right.
You got to go big, and I don't want no Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man classic match, which don't get me wrong, like that match, I love a classic wrestling match, but for what this storyline has been building up to, it's got to be some bells and whistles, popping circumstance type shit. Like, I want some shenanigans tomorrow. The only way you could get that is if you have some bloodline rules. So I think the outcome was great. I'm going to give the match, as far as grade value, I'm going to give it an A, because it did. Again, now every grade system needs context. Like, it's not an A like a Stone Cold versus Bret Hart WrestleMania 13 is an A+, but it's an A in that it did everything that it needed to do. It entertained me. I'm a Rock stan, so I enjoy just watching my second favorite wrestler of all time do the damn thing. It's an A for me.
I give it a A-. For me, just the entrances, the pageantry, the entertainment value, the shenanigans outside the ring. Rock really did his thing in this match, man. Like, Roman, Cody, like, everyone played their roles. Like what Rock always says, know your role. Everyone knew their role in this match, and I don't know if this is going to ignite another Cody and Seth feud, because they were rivals before.
Well, they keep doing the injury angle with Seth, so I'm like, okay, are they trying to like eventually write him off to go like take a month or 2 off to like just, because Seth been going for a while now.
Because think about this: if Drew wins tomorrow and then Cody wins, what does Seth gain from even doing this match and inserting himself in Cody's business?
Well, I didn't even think if Drew and Seth win tomorrow.
I'm sorry, if Drew and Cody win. I'm sorry.
If Drew and Cody win, I know you said it right. I said it wrong.
Okay,
if Drew and Cody win, it don't make sense to have both of them on the same show. As like, so I imagine Cody goes the SmackDown route, right?
Yeah. Cody's gonna go to SmackDown, but just in terms of just Seth, like in a kayfabe canon, the storyline. So it's like all that, and you empty-handed. And Cody, he got his belt.
Yeah.
You lost yours,
and you already 0-3 against Cody.
Or do they both have a?
Cody
or do they both have a
Cody
moment
took the
at the
pin
end
too? So Seth can be like, you took the goddamn pin.
Yeah, Cody.
Now it's gonna be tough because this is gonna be like the 5th time they turn Seth heel, and the fans are always eventually turning back face because they're like, we want to cheer for Seth. But
or do you think they both have the end of WrestleMania moment where they both posing with their both belts like Eddie and he who shall not be named? They're like, hey, we did it.
Good point. That would be another legit shock to me. I feel
so
like,
that means he would beat Drew.
Yeah. And right now, if I was a betting man, I'm putting money on Drew. Like, I feel like this is setting up. Like, honestly, I low key feel like it makes Drew look bad if he loses tomorrow. Like,
you want to know what my hot take is? I think Damian Priest cashes in.
So you think why do y'all think that?
But he screws up and Seth wins. Because Damian and Drew
that'll be funny.
Damian and Drew already beefing.
Yeah, that would be cool, actually. Because it ain't like Drew.
This is
I
my
mean,
hot take.
Damian has to win the match, so I
He
agree.
can still lose
That would
because
actually be.
he like, man, I don't want to get in trouble with mommy. I gotta come back. Like, nah, y'all fucked up. Like, I got my belt. He's getting desperate.
That's why I'm so excited for tomorrow. There's so many
There's so many
ways
different.
that they Drew Ziggy, we got a super chat.
Hey, Chris got a $2 super chat. And he says Roman really kicked out Heckler lady at the press.
Chris, they had a heckler lady, so we missed out on that. So me and Ziggy gonna watch the press conference, or I'm gonna watch it. Ziggy might be like, I gotta get some sleep, John. We doing this again tomorrow. I'm gonna watch the press conference though afterwards.
No, I'm gonna check it out.
But I appreciate you actually telling us what happened in the press conference, Chris, because we got our family members in our group chat saying, "Oh, this press conference is funny."
Man, it's crazy.
And we're like, "Can y'all at least elaborate?" Y'all know me and Ziggy on live right now, so we can't watch.
Hey, maybe WWE. You know, eventually we keep doing this thing. You know, maybe WWE invite us to a presser or something.
Hey, you never know. You never know. All I'm asking is this shit more than the game? That are you gonna say, "All right, John, never again."
Roman gonna be like, "Hey, get them out of here."
Chris, I wish you was on every show. I know you can't watch every show, but man, every time Chris comes on, he shows us mad love with the super chat. So, Chris, man, we love. Big smile comes on our face.
They never cash in at Mania. Yeah, I think Seth was the only one to do it. So, I mean, I get it.
But it'll be fun. Like we've never had a cash in fail at Mania, so this could be historic. And this WrestleMania 40, I feel like they gotta do something like again big for WrestleMania 40. God, people, Curse of Dennis Allen in the chat already, even on a non-Evan Barnes chat talking about
Evan Barnes versus New Orleans at WrestleMania. Hey,
you never know. You never know.
So all in all, what grade would you give WrestleMania Night 1?
All right, so yeah, so we
made an overall grade.
Wait, did you gave your grade for Rock and Roman and them, right? You said
A-.
A-. Oh yeah, you did. All together, I'm gonna give the show night one. This is night one.
That's counting Usos. That's counting Becky.
I'll say Control. I'm gonna give it a B-, but it's a B- that's leaning more heavily to a C than it is to actual B.
Oh,
because
that's like
I feel like the only two actual moments that looking back on, I'm gonna like really want to watch again. Like remember is Sammy's moment and the main event. Everything else was fine, but it wasn't WrestleMania spectacle worthy to me. Not to say it was bad, it just wasn't something that. And this might be again a Jono thing where like instead of just enjoying the moment, I'm always looking at it from a historical value or comparing it to past great moments in WrestleMania history. But this night wasn't anything that's ever going to be like, oh man, just one of the greatest WrestleMania nights of all time, or anything like that. Because last year, and this is again my not pet peeve. This is my I'm drawing a blank on what the word is, but my kryptonite, I guess, is that I usually like, oh, how does it rank from last year? And last year's night one it was one of the greatest WrestleMania nights of all time. So I'm kind of in the bad spot where I'm it
was good.
Well, I'm comparing it unfairly to last year's night one, and it doesn't hold a candle to what night one was last year. But it did have its fine moments, and I think this is kind of setting up for what could be a greatest of all time type night on night two. But I will also say this: WWE has been promoting this WrestleMania as the biggest WrestleMania of all time. And I get it, this marketing, you got to get the fans hyped up, you got to sell tickets, you got to get casuals and whatnot. In general, people interested to tune in to buy a Peacock subscription or watch. But when you hype something up as the biggest of all time, it's going to be the greatest of all time. Well, I'm expecting from start to finish, like something that's going to keep me on the edge of my seat. And I didn't get on the edge of my seat until the Sami Zayn Gunther match and the main event. So if you're going to hype something up as the biggest of all time, then I'm expecting biggest of all time results. And I did not get that tonight. With that said, it was still the solid show, a B- overall for me, but it's not something that I'm like one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. However, I am very, very, very much excited because of the ending to tonight to what tomorrow can possibly be.
And I definitely agree with that. And before we go into our final segments, where we'll just probably answer some of y'all's questions.
Well, hold on, you gotta give your grade first, then we can answer some questions.
Yeah. I'll give it I will give it I say a B- as well. Well, I'll say a B, like a average B. Like it was pretty good. Like you said, Sammy and the final match of the night, the main event, those were the two high points. Rhea Ripley, she did her thing. I actually like the ladder match with A-Town Down Under and R-Truth
This is my
really getting
bad
his
habit though.
moment.
Compared to other WrestleMania ladder matches, I'm like, it was good, but it wasn't, 2000
Yeah, but
and.
for tonight and for R-Truth,
Mhm.
I really like that for him. Some of the
Damn,
other
Ziggy,
filler
super chat,
matches.
super chat.
A progressive knowledge with the I gotta get you double air horns for the $10. Hey man, what you got, bro? Progressive says I'm out. Dope show. Definitely need to do these every PLE.
Woo!
Ready to see. Hey, if y'all show up like this, I'll make an exception. I don't care. Ready to see Cody finish the story tomorrow since the Pelicans will fall short of their
Yeah, yeah.
as I'm reading this.
We'll talk Pelicans later this
Oh
week. We'll
boy.
talk Pelicans. Progressive knowledge. We appreciate that.
Hey man,
We would
shout
love
out
to
to
honestly,
progressive knowledge,
right.
man.
If we and Ziggy could go live every day, we could. Unfortunately, we have 9 to 5s, we have families, so we.
Hey, I might take up on the PLE one though. We might do I might make a little channel on one of the what they call it, a playlist, and we'll make
I don't know. Ziggy, there's so many hours in the day, bro. I want to do it. Like my dream is, of course, I've told y'all this before, is to go full time as a content creator. But I will say this: progressive knowledge. You giving the super chat that helps us out for the long term goal for us to eventually turn this brand, this shit more than a brand, into something special that we could do. Like give you guys everything. We give you guys Saints post games, Pelicans post games, PLE post games, like anything and everything under the sun. Like UFC, like whatever's a big event that's worthy of it. But we appreciate
we might start doing our movie recaps after we go.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like I said, this is not for all the diehards on this channel. It's not a Saints channel. This is a Jono Barnes channel, and you might be even watching it on the Ziggy channel.
Hey man, we got 200 live viewers right now across all platforms.
At 12 o'clock, that's fucking crazy. 1 o'clock Eastern time. If you're there on Eastern time, we appreciate y'all, man. And by the way, though, progressive, if you're still on before you go to bed, and everybody watching, we will also be back on tomorrow night, which is going to be probably an epic night. So we will be on tomorrow night for sure. But we appreciate that progressive knowledge. Thank you so much. Damn, Zig, I feel like I cut you off on whatever thought process you were going with. Do you remember what you were even saying?
I know I'm used to it, dog. It's all good. We just roll with it. But no, I'm just playing. But nah, it's gonna be a great WrestleMania weekend, and hey, there's gonna be more to come. If clearly y'all want this, we'll try to see what we can do to give y'all the content that y'all are asking for, man.
So Zig, I have a few questions before we wrap up too.
Yeah, we got some questions.
One, who came out looking the best tonight of all the superstars? Like, who do you leave tonight saying, "Oh, this guy"?
In general,
storyline. You can however you want to take a storyline, popularity. This guy's going to get a good push now. What superstar? Every superstar you think comes out looking the best of WrestleMania Night 1?
Definitely Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Definitely Sami Zayn, and then I will go with the.
I say only one. You can't
tag
cheat.
Teams.
I say only one. You can't cheat.
It's a constellation.
I'm gonna go with Jey Uso. You get a Lil Wayne.
Oh, that's a good one.
You got a stadium of 70,000 people doing your thing. I feel like it's all lining up for him to eventually be like a main event for real, like where he's going to get a legit title shot and win it. So I'm going with Jey Uso.
He definitely needs it.
Comes out this whole weekend, honestly, probably as obviously, like if Cody wins tomorrow, but for tonight, I think even though that match was shit water, they obviously got big things in plan for Jey Uso. So I think he comes out looking the best.
What's up, Jerry?
Next question.
We have a question from Boggs. He said, "How do you feel about them splitting the tag titles?"
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Ziggy?
There's a lot of tag teams, and I think it was kind of hindering them when they combined the tag belts. So I think them splitting them back up. One, I think they're going to redesign them. They're going to have world tag team champions to match Raw, like the world tag team. Well, the world championship and then the world women's championship. So they're going to have world tag team champions, and then they're going to have the WWE tag champs. So I think we're going to get some new designs. We're going to get away from the Raw and SmackDown champions because having Raw and SmackDown champions kind of binds them to that show. So if there's a WWE draft or something, it doesn't matter what show they're on.
And every day has a history asks, do we see Orton factoring into the main event? If you're talking about tomorrow, no. Overall, I mean, Randy Orton is like the type of guy who can be inserted into the main event picture whenever they feel like it. So eventually he probably will. Not anytime soon, but definitely in the future for sure. Ziggy, match of the night.
Oh, Sami Zayn. Definitely.
Yeah, pretty easy. I mean, we kind of alluded to that. Sami Zayn and Gunther is going to be the
that brain buster. Everybody was like, "Oh,
yeah, I gotta watch that on replay again. That was awesome. I want to see the slow motion. I really want to break that thing down." He said, "Does Orton come in to help Rose?" No, but we will get to that. That's gonna be our last topic very soon. Like the next.
They do have a.
minutes.
They do have ties to each other. You know, from their days.
Final thing, Ziggy. Final thing. If you had one word to describe night one of WrestleMania, what would that one word be?
Fun.
Fun. My word is close. It was, and you could take it many ways. It was close. It was close to being a great show. Just was missing that few extra things. However, I leave the night saying that this storyline between the Bloodline and Cody is close to really reaching its apex moment tomorrow night. And that leads us to our final topic. Ziggy, tomorrow night should be a great night. I think the card, even before tonight, for night two, looked way better. So I'm expecting a much better show tonight. Not that tonight was bad. I'm just saying I'm expecting a top of the line show tonight. But we'll talk about all those other matches tomorrow. Let's just talk about the main event. It's setting up for Cody and Roman Bloodline rules, which means that you should expect a lot of shenanigans, a lot of cheating, a lot of run-ins, and maybe even Ziggy, a lot of surprise appearances. And that's why I was so excited, bro. I was so excited. Y'all can see my Twitter if you don't follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Jono Barnes, bro. That's one guy. And I know it probably doesn't make any sense for him to be involved in the storyline because he has nothing to do with the Bloodline at any point in his career. This formation of the Bloodline, I mean to say. But I'm about the spectacle. I'm about sports entertainment. I'm about fucking moments. Ziggy. I feel even stronger tonight than I have the past month. I've been talking your head off. I've been talking our whole group chat's head off. Like, yo, I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. I do think John Cena is also going to come back tomorrow and have his little moment. I think that fucking glass is going to shatter tomorrow, Ziggy. And I got goosebumps. That's why I'm excited to go to sleep. Like I feel like I'm going to be tossing and turning. Like, it just feels like it's setting up for the Ziggy. Like, you know, Cody, he's not this badass baby face that can do it all on his own, right? Like he's the white baby face Hulk Hogan type where like he welcomes help and needs help at this point. Obviously, like they're setting up like he really needs some help with this. So I think they're gonna have this guy come out and whoop the Rock's ass and give us a WrestleMania moment. 51-year-old Dwayne Johnson taking a stunner for the last time, and we'll see if the Rock quads are good enough to still do the little flip or whatever when Stone Cold starts. But I think it's going to be like some Avengers Endgame type shit where hell, like everything has to, maybe Orton comes out of health, maybe freaking Goldust comes out. Like, it's going to be like just. Like,
I think it's going. Like, I agree. I think it's going to be one of those things where if the Bloodline screwed you over, you coming out to an extent.
They're going to have the whole roster. But it needs to set up though for like that final person to like really set the crowd off. And I'm biased as hell, I know. And again, some people might argue we don't need to keep going down this nostalgia well. Well, goddamn it, I'm going down a nostalgia well. Sometimes Ziggy, and I'm not the only one saying this, by the way. This is not like John. Oh, here goes John. Just want to Stone Cold always be involved in everything. Like Ziggy, that's a strong contingent of wrestling fans who have even made like fanfic videos of graphics like of Stone Cold coming in to help. Like this is a thing. Like this is not just John just wishing that his favorite wrestler of all time comes and does something. Like thousands, if not millions, of wrestling fans have written and have gotten hyped up that this guy is going to come and give The Rock his comeuppance to leave essentially Cody and Roman to finally be one-on-one. Like we clear out all the mess, all the wrestlers probably help a Stone Cold, the one who takes out The Rock, and you finally get Cody and Roman one-on-one, may the best man win type shit. WWE and Triple H is usually really good at seeing the fan feedback and saying, okay, like the fans obviously want this. Let's not, even if they didn't have it in their original plans, they were like, we can't ruin a possible great moment that is, fans are essentially saying, please feed us this meal. Well, Triple H is usually good at saying, okay, if y'all want this meal, I'll cook this meal up for y'all. I think Triple H is going to cook that meal up for us tomorrow. I think it's going to be. I'm only sad. The only thing I'm sad about is that me and you and the fellas won't be actually together to watch in person, because that's like one of those nights that I wish we all were just in the living room together.
No facts.
Putting our adultness to the side and just being kids again. Be like, oh shit, this. Yeah, cook that shit, Triple H. You better cook it tomorrow. Tonight. I mean, I guess tonight now. It's officially Sunday. You better cook that shit tomorrow. Tonight,
Triple H be cooking, bro.
I think it's gonna be epic. Bro. I'm legitimately excited. I feel bad because if they don't go that route, like if they go like another route where Stone Cold and Cena and them don't come out or whatever, I'm gonna be mad. Even though like the WWE never said that they were gonna even do that, so it's like, Jonathan, you're setting yourself up for disappointment that WWE never promised you anything. But I just feel it in my soul, bro.
Like
adrenaline in my soul. I felt it, bro.
With Paul Heyman, you're working yourself into a shoot.
Yeah, well, you know what? Shoot me, brother. Shoot, bang, bang, bang. I'm all in. I'm all in like an AEW fan, bro. I'm all in. Shit.
Hey man, it's gonna be very interesting tomorrow. And once again, and everyone always talks about like Dusty Rhodes. They even called a lot of these matches that have a lot of pandemonium Dusty finishes.
Exactly.
So it's like this is prime Dusty Rhodes booking. WCW, like a lot of interference, a lot of like, I don't know if y'all ever watched WCW. I know you have, but like I don't know if y'all have watched a lot of WCW matches back in the day, but it's a lot of interference and a lot of shenanigans and stuff going on. So,
but there's
gonna be fun.
Do it, Ziggy, and still.
Like, and not overbooked.
I don't need Stone Cold to come out and beat up Roman Reigns. Like Stone Cold just comes out. I'm taking out The Rock. This is the greatest rivalry of all time. Rock is the final boss. Stone Cold. I hate bosses. Rock, you being you got a little too much dip.
You're doing too much.
Rock is probably going to like be insulting Cody's mom, or maybe even drag Cody's mom in the ring. Say this is how we're going to finish your guy off. Stone Cold comes out and say, we ain't having that bullshit. Rock, I'm getting you out the picture now. Then he could look at Cody, look at Roman, and say, baby, y'all two get it on. Like this is what the fans want. I would hope the Philadelphia fans step their game up. And I shouldn't say Philadelphia because I know WrestleMania is an international crowd. So to say Philadelphia, it's kind of unfair because it's not just Philadelphia fans.
And it was outside in
I get it. And I get it. The open air stadium, you don't get that same acoustic.
They probably was, like, we know they probably was screaming their lungs out.
I don't know. Not from the Twitter reports I'm seeing, but I get it, But tomorrow, like they got it. Like, please. I'm saying Philadelphia. I know it's one in Philadelphia, but please, Philadelphia, do not, like, if that actually happens, like if Stone Cold and Cena and all them come out, do not make that moment any less by just being like, woo. Like, I know y'all gonna be tired. I know it's the end of a long ass, essentially a week now. WrestleMania is basically a week. I know a lot of fans are gonna be maybe even cool. I don't know what it looks like tomorrow, but like y'all gotta muster up everything y'all got in yourselves to like give Cody that moment of like just pure jubilation and blow the fucking roof off the building if this crazy ass fan fictional outcome that I've already convinced myself is going to happens. But I'm excited, Ziggy. I'm excited. I can't wait. I know our chat going to be going crazy tomorrow night. I cannot wait, bro. This is what it's all about, bro. This is what it's all about.
And this is what it's all about. And already, if y'all are watching right now and y'all haven't liked or subscribed yet, can y'all just help us out and do that? That helps us get into this algorithm. And the people that are already asleep, this helps them out. So when they open up YouTube first thing in the morning, you know how it is when you're laying in bed in the morning, you're just kind of just seeing what's going on before you fully get up, and you get on YouTube. Our stream will show up, part of the algorithm, like, hey, this happened last night. You might want to check it out. So
yeah.
Definitely appreciate y'all, man.
Ziggy, I guess it's like Christmas Eve. One more sleep, bro. One more sleep, and tomorrow we find out.
Hey, I would say I think John Cena is going to play the role that you think Stone Cold is going to play.
So you don't think Stone Cold's going to be out there at all?
My thing, I don't think Stone Cold's coming out, but I think John is coming out because remember, Solo spiked him in his throat like 1,000 times, and like this was like a few months ago.
All due respect to John Cena, I do not think that moment is going to be as big with John, and that's no disrespect to him.
I feel that, and I respect that because he was back already.
And this is a Cena decision. Cena's gotten his ass whooped the past 2 matches he's done. He got his ass whooped by Dury, and he got his ass whooped by. And I get that history has been kind to him. I love Cena, y'all. I'll be transparent. I don't think Cena's on that Austin Rock Hogan level. I've had a lot of debates about that. It's nothing against him. I think he's great. I think it's a hard threshold to meet that Stone Cold Rock Hogan threshold. I think Cena was close, but I just don't think he was ever that
Cena's good.
It's a complex conversation we can have one day. We do more wrestling shows, but so I don't think Cena, especially because he's technically already failed against the Bloodline, right? Like he's already gone against Roman. He's gone against Solo and lost. So to me, it's like, okay, well, him coming out now, he's already lost to them.
Solo beat him just clean.
It was a
straight up.
So
yeah.
I hear what you're saying. I just don't think that moment has as much impact if it's just him. Now, if it's him and Stone Cold and Ziggler, I don't think they would have had the goddamn Stone Cold and Cena truck if they didn't have plans for Stone Cold. I'm sorry. Especially when we saw the tweet where the insider say, look, WWE doesn't do anything for shits and giggles. He says like everything is strategically placed. So don't put the fucking Stone Cold with the John Cena picture. You ain't gonna have Stone Cold come out too. It's like I hear what you're saying. I just don't think that Cena by himself makes like I would enjoy it. Like if it happens, if it's just Cena, I'll still enjoy it. But I'll be like, could have been a little bit better, WWE. Could have been a little bit better.
No, you gotta enjoy yourself. You gotta be in the moment. You gotta look. It's John Cena.
And I think you just hate on my dog Stone Cold. You just don't want because you know you like playing devil's advocate sometimes in private about my dog Stone Cold. You don't want to hear that. Pop.
I actually, you might not think this, but I actually like Stone Cold.
Oh, really? Huh?
I actually like Stone Cold. It's not as much as The Rock. That's all.
I feel you. So what it is that you don't want to see The Rock and Stone Cold stunning. You're like, damn, because I know John gonna be talking mad shit that happens tomorrow.
I ain't gonna lie. If Rock does get Stone Cold stunned, do you think he hits one of his infamous Rock backflips?
That's the thing because he's so big.
He's so big.
I want him to tear his Achilles doing it. But I think The Rock would give it a shot. One thing about The Rock, he's about entertaining the fans, and I think he wants to give everybody a moment. So I think WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, where Rock and Austin main event at 15, you gotta do it. Like, you gotta do it.
He's so big, he might do one of the. I think Rock has done this before. He gets stunned, he's gonna be out of it, bounce off the ropes, and then go into another stunner.
That'd be great. I look for, as long as it's not as bad as Vince McMahon's, it'll be good. But
I think Vince tore like both his quads trying.
I mean, he tore his quads doing a rock bottom to Cena. So all that to say, no matter what though, tomorrow, I keep talking about Stone Cold. It's Cody's night. Hopefully, he finishes the story. There's a lot of fans who are Jono's age watching when Stone Cold first won that belt and how much it meant to me. There's a lot of fans right now for Cody Rhodes who are probably going through that same thing, probably feeling like shit right now because their hero got his ass whooped tonight. So they're like, oh man, we ain't gonna never see our hero win a belt. And I think tomorrow for a lot of these fans, even for some grown ass adults like us, like it'll be a cool day to see Cody finally become the first Rhodes family member to hold that heavyweight championship gold. So
crazy.
I think it's gonna be a special moment. That's what WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania 40. Like I said, it's a milestone mania. It's got to be something special. I think that's what we are lined up for. I'm excited, and we'll be back tomorrow night to discuss what happens, good or bad. So I am looking forward to it. Do you have any final thoughts?
That's all I have for tonight, man. 216 watching us live.
Oh man, we would have had 100 more, but it would have been perfect. It would have been a sign from God if we would have had 100 more.
Hey.
But at that 316, I would be like, close the show. We're going out on that note.
For those on Twitch, I appreciate y'all. For those on my YouTube channel, if y'all aren't already following Jono, please, y'all see in the description of this video on my channel is all of Jono's contact info. Go ahead and click through all of them and just follow him, man. You might even see me pop up periodically on this channel and different things like that.
Oh, you see him frequently, not periodically.
Definitely check my bro out. This is we always talk about kayfabe and real life, and this is actually one of my real life best friends and good friends, my brother from high school, Jono Barnes. So y'all go ahead and check him out, man. And that's all I got. Appreciate everybody.
We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow night for night 2 of WrestleMania. And if you don't know, your ass better call somebody because this shit more than a game. Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all tomorrow for night 2.
In the words of Jono Barnes, this is more than a game. It's more than a game.
This shit more than a game.